What's up, YouTube? Capital G here, doing a quick video response to GlasgowYGO. My buddy not there in the video that he posted yesterday. Competitive Yugioh on YouTube sucks for the most part. The reason that I'm making this is he was asking for input from other YouTubers, obviously peers in the community, other people who create Yu-Gi-Oh content. I think he was trying to just get thoughts and opinions, and I know that Team Innovation Yu-Gi-Oh chimed in with a video response. I know myself, House of Champions, I think Rank 10 all responded in the comment section. So I'm just gonna try and give my thoughts and opinions, and this isn't just a video response, but it's also, I guess, a little bit of advice for anybody who has aspirations of making a YouTube channel that is based around Yu-Gi-Oh. And for the most part, I'm pretty much going to be using my videos as reference because obviously I know them the best and I know my experience is the best as well. So there were things that I agreed with Glasgow on, and there were certain things that I didn't agree with him on, but I guess the big question that I would like to answer, is there an audience for competitive Yu-Gi-Oh on YouTube? And yes, I think undoubtedly there is. It doesn't matter whether you think that I'm a good player, whether you think I know the game, all cap G scrub, whatever you believe about me. The thing that you can undoubtedly not deny is the fact that I do post competitive discussions, competitive videos, ones that would more lean towards the competitive side than the casual side. And the videos I think do very well. Now, my definition of well obviously is going to vary than other channels, but for me personally, my gauge is if a video doesn't hit over 10,000 views, it's basically a bust for me. I'm just like, oh man, that video bombed. I don't know why no one watched that. Let me check the likes, the dislikes, how many comments were there, you know what I mean? Because YouTube is my job at the end of the day. So if a video doesn't hit over 10,000 views, I'm just like, this did really bad. And you can look at some of my video topics, like this is the one about Utopia being kind of a broken card that probably needs to be ban worthy in my opinion. Yeah, it's going to get more dislikes because anytime you suggest that a card people aren't really talking about being banned, you're going to get some backlash. It happened with Love Weed, or it happened with Karen. I'm pretty much used to it. This was one about Win Witch Idolin artifacts and how they had kind of risen through the OCG ranks and how they were making their own way and how they were basically kind of like a hard counter to the Zodiac Beast deck. This was one about Zodiac Beast potentially getting their own emergency ban list because we did see it with Performages and Pals last year. These are all just original ideas that I come up with that are directly marketed towards competitive players, and you can see 16, 17, 18,000 views. So it tells you that there is an audience out there, but I think that it is conditional. You know what I mean? The reason why, and I will answer another thing. Glasgow said that, it'd be interesting to see if we had a big household name, have a Yu-Gi-Oh channel. It's already happened in the past. I know you were talking about Hoban, but it's already happened in the past with Cesar Gonzalez, Dale Bolito, Jeff Jones, Jarrell Winston. They all had channels. And originally they start out really good and they blow up and a lot of their videos are getting views, but slowly but surely they post less and their views kind of correlate where they start getting a lot less views and they kind of just give up. And I think the reason that is, well, there's a couple of reasons. Number one, if you were exclusively talking about one small aspect of the game, or even if we're not going to call it a small aspect, just competitive Yu-Gi-Oh, if you're just talking about one aspect of the game, you are going to fucking get burnt out. And take it from me, guys. This is somebody who posts basically 12 videos a week. I post videos all the time, basically on an everyday basis. Damn, I was hoping I could actually show you guys like my current video. I already have 2 videos scheduled to be uploaded today before I even make this video. You know what I mean? That's how much I am on my grind. Somebody who posts videos 12 days a week. I can tell you, if you only post competitive videos, you will get burnt the fuck out and you will not want to do it after, I don't know, maybe a couple of months. So that's one reason why you don't see those channels really last. The second is, it goes against human nature, man. It doesn't matter how much people like the competitive aspect of Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, no one wants to eat steak and lobster every single night for dinner. Like, it'll be cool for a week, but then after that, you're just like, is there anything else here? Can I get like a chicken sandwich, or can I get some, maybe some Salisbury steak or some turkey cutlets or something like that? Something that isn't steak and lobster. Like, variety is the spice of life. Isn't that a saying? That's a saying for a reason. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is this whole big world. As you can kind of think of Yu-Gi-Oh! As like planet Earth, and Competitive Yu-Gi-Oh is just like North America, but there's like 6 other continents. There are 6 other huge aspects. Well, probably more than that. I think I counted before making this video. I think I counted like 11. There's so many big, huge sections of Yu-Gi-Oh that you can do videos on and talk about. And to be completely honest, people want those things. And if you ignore them, not only are you going to burn yourself out, you are going to burn your audience out as well, because it just goes against human nature. Like, we want variety as viewers. I'm not just a content creator. I am a viewer, and I can tell you, yes, some of my competitive videos do extremely well. This is a video of the finals from YCS Bochum where I commentated over the match, and yes, Billy Break being in the finals definitely helped this video, but this is also a video that proves that people do like competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, why would a casual player watch this video? I mean, you already know that this is going to be a 100% meta video. You're not going to see anything crazy, any crazy loops or anything that are difficult to pull off. You knew going into this video that it was 45 fucking minutes, so it's a serious investment, and it was Paleozoics versus Metaphors, not the most interesting decks in the world, and yet in basically a month it got 50,000 views. So it shows you, yeah, people are interested in this. You know, my YCS recaps, again, these are videos not for casual players. What happened at YCS Liverpool? What happened at YCS Anaheim? What happened at YCS Bochum? What happened at YCS Prague? You know, 29, 26, 16, 17,000 views. Like, people do want to see this stuff. They just don't want to see those videos exclusively. That's why I try and do a lot of variety. You know, I upload a video every day, and I try not to burn people out on one thing. You know, if I feel like I'm talking too much about Zodiac Beast, I'm like, all right, I got to go back, got to go to the lab, got to figure out what other things I can talk about. You know, I honestly thought about how many different aspects of the game there are to talk about if you really want to have a channel that is booming, that is growing. This isn't necessarily directed at Glasgow. This is for anybody. But, you know, I tried to break down some of the sectors. Obviously, you have like the competitive stuff. Here's an example of that. This is a match with Billy Break in it. YCS finals. It doesn't get any higher than this. Again, these are recaps of those YCSs, so that's strictly aimed at like competitive players. Then I have like the casual side. Yes, I do a lot more casual videos, but it's one of the ways that keeps me fucking sane when you make Yu-Gi-Oh videos 7 days a week. And let's be real, guys, they do extremely well. If these videos weren't being watched, yeah, I wouldn't make them anymore. But when I can post the Dark Lore World Lock and, you know, 56,000 people watch it, or a video about the Shadow of Infinity Sacred Beast and how they're going to be played. Obviously, this is not to be taken like, oh man, okay, Cap saying that this deck is going to win the next YCS. These are casual duels. These are casual replays. But when they get 30,000 views, it clearly says that people like this stuff. Like, I'd be dumb to just ignore that. You know, you can talk about the anime or manga. I've done that on my channel multiple times. Here's a Yu-Gi-Oh RV. Yu-Gi-Oh RV is stupidly fucking popular, and there's not really a Yu-Gi-Tuber, or at least any big ones that I know of, like 20K subscribers and up, that like talks about the anime really all that often. You know, here's a video of, just pretty much talking about the announcement of the 6th Yu-Gi-Oh series, and we almost had 100,000 views just off the announcement of that. You know, you can talk about market watches and the secondary market, because this is a trading card game. The secondary market is basically a living, breathing thing. Jonathan Moore has pretty much found this niche, and you see that he's having a lot of prosperity because of it. This is another side of the game that you can talk about. And I don't know how I almost neglected this, but also the card lores. These are amazing and they are so interesting. And a lot of players, especially newer ones, don't even know that these exist. They don't know that a lot of these cards actually have their own backstories and huge storylines that intertwine and connect to each other. I mean, not just like the amazing dual terminal ones that, you know, this should have been an anime or a manga like ages ago. But I'm talking about ones with like Freed and Marauding Captain and GlasgowYGO, that big lizard thing. I mean, how them and Invader of Darkness all have like this huge storyline together. Like the dual terminal storylines and these card lores, people love them. I mean, this is one of the most popular videos on my entire channel, with almost 250,000 views. You can talk about the dueling simulators, Dev Pro, YGO Pro, Dueling Nexus. What are the best ones for advanced players? What are the different features? What are the ones that people can learn the easiest? You know, there's obviously the officially supported games from Konami like Duel Links and like Duels of Roses, doing playthroughs of that. If people didn't play those things, guys, and people weren't out there buying them, I'm pretty sure Konami wouldn't keep making them like year after year after year. I'm pretty sure they would have just given up on them. And while it's not my personal forte, obviously, yes, there is pack openings. I don't personally enjoy them, but Simply Unlucky seems to be doing okay. So I guess the point that I'm trying to make is there's so much variety out there to just be explored. And yes, competitive Yu-Gi-Oh, in my opinion, can be at the forefront of your channel. But if you try to do it exclusively, people will just go elsewhere for other content. Like, nobody wants to watch the same competitive Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't care how good your videos are or how interesting they are. It's going to get repetitive. It's going to get stale. It's going to get mundane. And people will, quite frankly, just go to channels like me or Cyber Knight or Asian Eyes to get their fixes, because let's be real, it's our jobs. Like, we three do this professionally. Like, it is our living, and they will come to our channels to get those other types of videos. And I guess the one last thing is, and I'm gonna defend myself as a player. I know that he talks about the notion of all YouTubers kind of sucking. He does make some exceptions. And why should people listen to us? We're just kind of like these random people with no credentials or accomplishments. Look, I'm just gonna say this. I'm not trying to be a dick or anything like that, but do not lump me together with you motherfuckers. Like, if y'all suck, like, that's perfectly fine. Y'all can be scribs, and I don't mean you guys, the audience. I mean you as in other YouTubers. But like Team Innovation said, like, do not put me together with you guys. Like, I am above the fray, and I constantly talk about like my regional top 8s and my credentials because I want it to be known that I've like accomplished stuff in this game on at least the regional level. Yeah, not YCS or whatever, but I don't really go to fucking YCSs. I just go to regionals. You know, I've got 5 regional top 8s. I think I've gone like 7-2 or 6-2. I don't know, almost 20 times. I've got 9th or 10th, I believe, like 6 times. I've qualified for nationals the last 3 years in a row, where I think the last 3 events that I've actually played in, well, I did scrub out one time with barrier statues, but excluding that, I think I went 7-2, 7-2, and 5-1-1. So it's not like I'm out there scrubbing it up when I go to these IRL events. I mean, there's a big difference between me fucking around on a live stream here and there and me actually try-harding with a Monarch deck or barrier statues or Serteller Knights. So, you know, if you don't feel that you're good enough, and this goes for anybody, if you don't feel like you're good enough of a player to really speak on these issues, and you don't have confidence, and you don't think that people should believe in what you're saying, then, I mean, not to sound harsh, but just get fucking good. You know what I mean? Practice more, learn the game more. Like, the blind cannot lead the blind, if that makes any sense to you. Like, if you think that you are a scrub, why should anybody think that you're good? You know what I mean? Everybody knows the ways of getting better in Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, I could explain how to get better in Yu-Gi-Oh! In 30 seconds. Like, it's not a secret. You know, understand your deck, learn the hell out of your deck, understand your competition, understand the meta, and then just play test. Like, those are basically the 4 easiest steps. Like, learn your deck inside and out, learn all your competition, which are all the decks you think you're going to be playing against inside and out. That means obviously learning how to side against them, learn the entire meta, and then just, you know, put it in action, playtest a whole bunch. You know, that's how, like, the Belly Break would tell you that almost exactly. So you guys let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. As always, leave your comments in the comment section below.